Hello and welcome to the Crochet Business School podcast, where you can use your crochet to build a business that will give you the lifestyle you've been dreaming of. Today I want to talk about how much you can make by selling crochet patterns. If you're ready to take the next step in your business, and rather than selling what you make, you want to start selling crochet patterns, which gives you some freedom from your hooks, and it means that you can earn money while you sleep. You can take a day off and still have the sales come in. And it means you're not making the same thing over and over again. But is writing and selling your own crochet patterns a good business move? And how much money can you make from it? You can actually make quite a bit of money by selling your crochet patterns. Patterns are a massive business. And Ravelry, which is the most popular pattern site, they sell millions of dollars worth of crochet patterns every year. Millions upon millions. And that's not an exaggeration. In 2020, Ravelry sold over $28 million worth of patterns in 1 year. That is a huge market for you to get involved in. Why couldn't you take a slice of that? There is so much money to be made from patterns. Crocheters tend to collect patterns like they collect yarn. They will collect more than they can ever crochet. And so there's always a demand for new patterns. And people are willing to spend the money. Yes, you will get those who will deliberately only look for free patterns, but there are plenty of crocheters out there who are willing to support designers by paying for their work. And the more patterns you write and publish, the more chance you have of your pattern being found and bought. Pattern sales take a while to build because it takes you a while to build your pattern library. But think of it as permanent income. You can always make money from that pattern. I wrote my first pattern about 10 years ago. And even now, 10 years later, it is still one of my best-selling patterns. And it's a really simple design. It's just a ripple blanket in 3 different shades of blue and green. Very simple, and yet it sells. To be honest, I don't know where the sales come from because it's just people randomly finding that pattern on Etsy or Ravelry. I don't really market that pattern very much anymore because it just sells itself. And so the money I make from that particular design is basically free money for me. I did the work years ago. I wrote it, I published it, and it just sells on repeat. Doesn't that sound like an amazing way to have money coming into your account? The hard part about writing patterns is the beginning. It's getting the design from your head, making it, and then making sure you write down all the instructions that your audience needs. Getting that part done can seem tricky. But if you just write every single thing down and then get your pattern tested, you don't have to worry. It will come right. And all that effort will be worth it because you do the work once and then you sell that pattern over and over and over again. The only piece of work left to do is to market it, to let people know it exists. Once you have written it and published it, the majority of the work is done. And you can get people who randomly find your pattern through search results. Because if you load up your pattern to Etsy, you will get found in Google search results. Etsy and Ravelry have enough traffic in their own right from people going to those sites specifically to look for a pattern. They might not know what pattern they're looking for, they're just looking for a crochet pattern that they like. And you can appear in the search results from these people who may have never have heard of your brand before. And of course, being in the Google search results brings you a whole other audience as well. So the more patterns you write, the more money you will make. The bigger your pattern library, the bigger choice that you have to offer customers, the more money you can bring in. And there are designers who make their entire salary, whose only income comes from their patterns. Designers such as Tina. She specialises in mosaic crochet designs. Helen Shrimpton of Crystals and Crochet. She's a full-time pattern designer. It is possible to make a full-time income just from writing crochet patterns. It's there if you want to do it. Yes, you have to build your audience, but it's the same as selling what you make. You find your audience, you show off what you make, you build the rapport with them, and show them what you have to offer. You build your audience exactly the same way. It's just instead of selling what you make, you're selling your crochet patterns. If you have a flair for being creative and want to make different things all the time, then pattern writing can be a really great route for you. For me, it proved amazing. It really turned my business around. And once I got started writing patterns, I gave up selling what I make. Because to be perfectly honest, there is far more profit to be made from selling patterns than there is by selling what I make. When I was selling my crochet, it became a chore. I started to lose my love for crochet because I felt I had to do it rather than wanted to. I didn't like making the same designs over and over again, so I stopped marketing it. I would find ways to procrastinate so I didn't do the marketing, and so I didn't sell as much. And that really became the end of my business. If I hadn't have started writing more crochet patterns and turning my focus to that, I wouldn't be here talking to you. I wouldn't have a business. Patterns turned out to be the perfect thing for me. It suits me down to the ground because I love to make different things all the time. So, writing and selling crochet patterns is or can be far more lucrative than selling what you make. There is certainly far more profit involved, and it means you can take time off from your hooks. You can take time off whenever you want to without worrying about losing sales or not making money that day. And these things just sell themselves on repeat. So it really is worth having a think about getting started with selling your crochet patterns. If you would like to know how to get started and how to write crochet patterns, I do have a course available, and I will put the link to that in the show notes so you can take a look. Thank you for joining me today and listening to this episode. If you have any questions about this subject or would like to carry on the conversation, then why not come and join our Facebook group for crochet sellers? Whether you're selling what you make, writing patterns, or making money from crochet another way, the support group is the place for you. You can also check out our newsletter. Just sign up using the link in the show notes and have tips and advice sent straight to your inbox every week. So thanks again for joining me, and I shall see you next time for the next episode. Bye for now.